Maricel says, me. Britton says, I woke up at 5 p.m. yesterday. I did some coke and I am awake. I'm still awake. It's phenomenal. Michael Omrelap Palermo. Good morning. It's Hawaii time right now. It's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. in Hawaii right now? Is that right? You're in Hawaii? It's 3 a.m. over there? Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Hello, Manuel Miranda. That could not be your name, but good morning. All right. The White House announces new $1.75 trillion framework on spending priorities. Boy, I tell you, the stock market is not the same without Trump behind it. Phew. Rodney Doggins, good morning. Good morning, everybody out there, everywhere. TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Zoom, Discord. I think I missed one. But good morning to everybody. Say good morning back, because then I can see that everybody's getting the feed. You're still in DWAC, Maricel? You have 3 shares left. So, this is the dead cat bounce now. You sold the rest on Friday. Good, Maricel. Good. Yeah, and you have 3 shares left, and that's no big deal. Might as well just sell them today, and then start using that money to put it on some other stuff that we're going to trade today. We'll use the combined everything to just make some more, right? All right. Full-on FOMO to think where your portfolio would be if I was here while Trump was in dollar. Yeah. Well, it's just like Trump moved the markets a lot more. Like his, it was actually scarier, I would have to say. When Trump was in, the way the stock market would move on just the smallest blip of sentiment from the president, it was phenomenal. All right. So what do we have this morning on the market? Let's take a look. So it looks like the S&P 500 and all of the indices, tech QQQ and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, they're all opening inside of yesterday's candle range. So yesterday's range, so the low and the high. So that means today's less decisive. It's a bit of an indecisive day as far as direction goes. In other words, people are gonna go ahead and stick to yesterday's prices for now. That's where it's going to open. What you want to look for is, will we be able to crack yesterday's high or yesterday's low? That'll be interesting. So if it does, then perhaps that's the direction it'll take. Otherwise, it could find support or resistance at those levels. So we're either going to break yesterday's low or yesterday's high, or we're going to bounce off yesterday's low and yesterday's high. And this is going to be an inside candle day. So far, we're right in the middle. We are starting right in the center of yesterday's candle. So that could very well be what happens. And yesterday was a good range, 5 points on the S&P on SPY, 50 points on SPX. Yeah, there's the break on DBGI. If you guys want to get into that for 60 cents of risk, there's the entry on DBGI. Now, overnight, since yesterday's trading day on gold grinding up and just barely up on yesterday. So not a lot of direction or movement or change on gold. All right, so nothing to panic about there. The VIX is exactly where we closed at yesterday and pretty much going sideways. So again, we're talking sideways today. We're just checking all the indicators here. And oil is at $81.80 a barrel, and an oil barrel. And so that indicates also, because that's about right where it closed yesterday, that we'll be sideways again today. So far, no direction necessarily. Sideways day today. Rates are grinding up a little bit, not too strong, but they're rallying rates, and so we may see tech, more on the downside today than the upside. But still, again, ranging and sideways is probably the way it's going to go. So that's the market minute. That's how the cookie crumbles. And what we're watching here on my screen this morning, for those of you out there, is all of our potential momentum picks. And top of the list with 25 million shares traded so far is IFRX. They're right here on my screen. And we've also got a lot of volume from DBGI, which is off to the right there. And HCWB. Get zoomed out more for you guys on TikTok. There we go. And LC, CPHI, DATS, MDGS, MRAI, TRIT. I got BKKT off the screen. You can't see that right now, but members of our group can see that. MEDX and Apple, Tesla, Amazon. And so what's looking the hottest, or what's really happening the most at the moment, and it hasn't faded too much, is DBGI is in play right now. DBGI just broke out for a second breakout right now at 5, and it is running. And then IFRX is got a lot of potential this morning, but you never know. You never know what's going to pop. And so that's why you got to tune in and stay with us this morning. You guys on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube, we'll be letting the stream run for a while longer, so hang in there with us. And if you'd like to come and join our trading community, just click the link in my bio. So right now, DBGI is where it's at, and we have some members in that already. Who's in DBGI? We called that before the breakout, so some members, they're able to put a stop limit order in, and then boom, they get their fills without too much heartache or headache. You guys on TikTok, go ahead and start giving me some likes if you're always enjoying these streams. Boom, 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 boom. Give me a bunch of likes. Let's see if we can boost the stream this morning. Get it hot, get it going. Good morning, Justin Waller. What did we get in Tesla at? I believe it was 840, somewhere around there. So technically we still have a swing on Tesla on that. Brutus says, good evening. I'm almost done with my first half of the workday as an electrician, and I am getting ready for dinner before I continue working after I glance at the opening of the U.S. market. So, Brutus, you're in Norway, is that correct? I was just watching a program last night that said in 1865, when we started building the railways in the United States, which was an incredible infrastructure that created the largest expansion in human history. 1/3 of all Norwegians came to America. 1/3, like shoop, just like, let's get out of here, guys. That sounds pretty good. Wow, 1/3. So anyway, we have a lot more affinity with Norway than we think. There's a lot of Norwegians settled here in America. Ooh, look at that. Thank you very much for the diamonds, whoever that was. Appreciate that because it was really cool. Thanks very much. GME this morning? Oh, no, but DWAC has been the latest GME. But DWAC is not necessarily popping today, but we have it on screen and we're watching all these opportunities. You never know what's going to hit. So we watch all of them. We watch all the opportunities because you just don't know what it's going to be. We have a strategy for a breakout strategy. And when we get these breakouts, then we go for it. We get in the ring, take some punches, and sometimes it works out quite well. Woo, look at that swing thing. Thank you very much, you guys over on TikTok. Going crazy with that. Eric analysis, please. Somebody would like me to take a look at Eric, AREC. Let's see. Oh, yeah, no, that's not looking that great. This might be the bottom, and it might be just grinding up for the next year, but you're not going to really make a good return on that if you get into AREC. Agri, not necessarily showing any positive movement today, this morning. Yesterday it was hot, but not today. So you got to watch out for that. You got to be ready to drop your baggage and move on and go for what's hot today because you don't want to be late to the party. You want to actually be early to the party. That's how you make money. You want to get in early, and then the party happens, and get out while the party's at its peak, and then don't be coming back tomorrow. The party's over when the party's over. So the party's over on Agri, party's over on DWAC, party's over on GME, party's over on AMC. But what is happening today is like SHIB and DATS and DBGI. Ford we're looking at, IFRX, HCWB. Let's see what's going to happen here. Like BKKT is dead cat bouncing. It bounced from 28 to 32 just now in pre-market, but now it's already faded, cracked, and broke down from 31 down to 29. So you can see those dead cat bounces. They just don't have the energy to follow through. You really need something like that for it to have a second day, a second good day. You really need for there to be also a second good day of hype, like a whole nother run of hype. It can't be the same press release or the same hype or the same reasons as the day before. Has to be now something else also on top of that, got stacked on top of that, and so that's when second days happen. But other than that, after the first day, it's always dead cat bouncing. Good morning, everybody on TikTok. Click the link in my bio to come learn more about our trading community of over 400 members. I've been trading 25 years, leading everybody in group trading. If you click the link in my bio, you can find out more. And this morning we'll be trading the morning session live over TikTok and YouTube, Twitch, and Zoom and Discord. Just come on over to my bio if you're on TikTok to pick your favorite stream, and we'll see you there. Cavill today it's pretty much settled into it, about $1.73. I'm watching it, but not really happening. Nope. CRTX, is it still too oversold? Let's see. Is it oversold? Holy moly! CRTX dropped from 58 to 13 yesterday. So yeah, there's no trade there. Just a dead cat bouncing. Really, really dead. What about McDonald's? Yeah, McDonald's had good earnings the other day and is up. And today, this morning, it probably will continue to follow through. Yep, it's up over yesterday's close. So there'll be probably another good day on McDonald's. Looking good. I wouldn't necessarily say, that's a good swing trade, but it certainly could be a good investment, and this could be a good time to get in. So for the next 3 months, it can appreciate on the good earnings release that just came out. Trit, we're watching it. What was your question about that real quick? What's a good out? I'm over 5,000 shares at 744. Oh, okay. Well, basically, if it drops below 725, you want to get all out. Okay, so number one, make sure you get all out at 725. You'll lose 250 bucks, probably something like that, maybe 150 bucks. 200, you'll lose 725. So that's your stop loss. But then on the upside, let it run, let it run. Just put a stop in and then let it breathe. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. It's got to put in some pivots. Good option call you'd recommend today. Maybe Ford. Maybe Ford. Um, your name was. I'm sorry. We talked late last night too, the other night too. But it's Carly. It's not Karen. We know that. You've got to keep reminding me because then I'll remember. What is it? If Bond Raise does, what platform am I using for my analysis? This is Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. So open an account at TD Ameritrade. And then you have lots of options there. They have their TD Ameritrade platforms, and then this is the most platform, really the most advanced platform there really is on the whole market. This is called Thinkorswim. What do I think of Pfizer? Well, it's in a bit of a downtrend right now after peaking, after peaking at 50. And then there was that little pullback over the last week and a half. And so now it's coming down after that pullback, which was up. A pullback in a downtrend is up. So just because something's up doesn't mean it's not something that's going down overall. And so anyway, Pfizer has had 4 pullbacks up as it's gone down from 50 all the way down to 41. And I believe that's going to either bottom or continue around 41. So it's not done bottoming yet. PayPal. All right, you guys over on DBGI, you want to make sure you're going to be taking profits underneath every 25-cent level. So you got in around 4.8, right, for about 60 cents of risk. When DBGI starts to get right underneath 5.25, that's when you want to take 5 to 20% profit underneath 5.25. All right, so keep an eye on that. Make sure you grab your first profits on DBGI, which is coming up soon here. And DATS is trying. It's trying, but it's looking like a heads and shoulder, and it's going to break down at 875, it looks like. PayPal's been sideways for a year, so I don't really think there's a good swing trade or day trade there for you. So whoever asked about PayPal, no. But of course, it's a great long-term investment. How do you grab, what was that? How do you grab first profits, especially pre-market? So I've found over the years the best profit taking technique. Well, it is combined with another technique called pivot point trading. But the best profit taking technique is to take partial profits at key psychological levels. So you just take a little bit out, 5% of your position at a key psychological level, because you don't know if price is ever going to get past that key psychological level. Key psychological levels can be huge resistance, and so that's why it's a good idea to continue to take little percentage profits out. You combine that with a rebuy method, what I call a top-off method, so that after you're down, like you've sold off 60% of your position, there's going to come another point where you can get all the way back in again. So you're never losing money, and that works the best. That is the best profit-taking technique, taking partial profits all along the way at key psychological levels. For example, for a stock over $20, you would take 5% off underneath every dollar level. So at 21, 22, 23, but you would take it off at like 22.87, something like that, right? Just below 23. So that's how that works. Circuit break on fund cost you $11,000. Oh man, definitely very shady. Yes. The goat. Thank you, man. AMC. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks big time. You guys, if you'd like to click the link in my bio, we have a community of over 400 traders, and I guide them in trading every day. I have 25 years trading experience, and if you'd like to learn more about that, just click the link in my bio and come on over and check out our trading community. We are looking today at IFRX, DBGI, HCWB. Those are the hottest as far as in terms of shares. Those are the hottest prospects on our screen right now. But as you can see, we're watching a lot of opportunities. You never know which one it's going to be. That's why you really need to stay tuned in to the program because I'll be calling it out live. What's breaking out right in that moment, and we will know based on what we're seeing popping on our screen. Cool. Do you believe in the AMC squeeze? uh, uh, Professional traders trade what's happening. We don't trade what we believe. We trade what's happening. Period. There you go. There's your answer. All right, let's refresh the market chameleon and see if there's any other good prospects on the horizon here. We have 5 minutes until the market opens. All right. So we've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to the market open. And, whatever your platform, if it's a Webull or Robinhood or E-Trade or TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, Fidelity, Interactive Brokers. And the concept here is breakouts. We're doing momentum breakout trading, and that's a strategy that works best for day trading. And I'm going to help you through any of these that are popping. And of course, this is an educational program only. It is your decision and your responsibility as far as what you do with this information. And so, if you decide to take any of these trades, that's your decision. And what you'd want to do is set a stop limit order if you have enough time. A stop limit order, if it's pre-market, you'll have to set it for pre-market. But a stop limit order will wait. It will wait until the price specified, and then it will attempt to fill it once that price has been hit. And that's the way breakout trading works. So we're looking for, like, for example, on IFRX, we're looking for it to break 511. So you would set a stop limit or stop market order at 512. You see, because that's 1 cent higher than 511. So you'd set that for 512. And then when I say, get in for like $1 of risk, like that'd be the case on IFRX, $1 of risk. What you want to do there is you want to take 1% of your portfolio, whatever that number is. So if you have a $10,000 portfolio, 1% is $100. And then you want to take that $100, you want to divide it by that number I just said, which is $1. And then that's how many shares you can buy. 100 shares. So in the case of like IFRX, you would buy just $500 worth of IFRX. Reason being is because it has potential to go down to $4. Has a huge range, a $1 of risk range, which is almost 20% of the entire stock's value as far as the potential risk on it. And that'll make sure that you never lose more than 1% of your portfolio in any one trade. And that'll keep you nice and safe, and that's called risk management. What do you think about CEI? I just go by the charts. So CEI is dead cat bouncing. It's currently dead as far as CEI goes. All right, DBGI. Did anybody get those profits there under DBGI, underneath 525 on DBGI? It hit up and over that 525 level. Got to make sure you're taking your 5 to 20% profits out underneath 525 on DBGI. That trade is progressing nicely. Next breakout on DBGI is 535. 535 for, I'd set 50 cents of risk. Yes, it is. Goblin hams. What is that? Goblin hams. Okay. So the market's going to open in 1 minute, and we're going to keep going live here. We're going to see what's going to break out on us. Here we go. All right, we have every opportunity up on screen. What's going on the market? What's popping? We're expecting a sideways market today. Here goes DBGI. We got 40 seconds to the market open. DBGI continuing to push to the upside. Boom, there was a breakout on DBGI just 30 seconds before the market opens. It's now hitting 550. There you go, guys. Got to take out your second profit target on DBGI. I didn't hear anybody say that they took out the first one. Make sure you taking out your 5 to 20% position profit targets. And there we go with DBGI. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, LC is coming up and over to the top. If it breaks 43.80, you can get in for $4 of risk. 43.80. If LC breaks 43.80, you can get in for $4 of risk. LC. We are watching for breakouts here. DBGI starting to pull back. Be careful. Watch your stops on DBGI. The current stop is 4.7. Hey, welcome, Blue Tiger. Welcome. All right, here comes Ford. Ford, if it breaks 17.25, you can get in for 50 cents of risk. Ford, F, the symbol F. You can get in for 50, what did I say? 50 cents of risk on Ford if it breaks 17.25. It is just about right there. There goes Apple. Apple has broke for $1 of risk. You can get into Apple. It broke 150. Apple looks like it's going to have a good day today. The market is running up pretty strong right off the open. It wants to go up. TRIT is possibly halted. I'm going to pull that up on the high-speed setup here. TRIT. Ford is almost there. It's at 17.16. Get ready on Ford. If Ford can break 17.25, that'll be entrance on Ford. And yes, TRIT is halted to the upside. We're going to wait. We're going to wait on TRIT, but TRIT could be really one of the hottest ones out there. It's up on 747% higher volume than usual. IFRX is crapping out. HCWB. This one is putting in a lot of volume. You can get in preemptively on HCWV at a higher risk, but you can get in preemptively at a higher risk for more potential reward. You could get in now on that for 75 cents of risk on HCWB. You get in now, let it grind up towards the high of the day, HCWB. Be careful at the high of the day. We'll see what happens. And you'll be taking profits all along the way. So there's a potential entrance there on HCWB. There goes Apple. On Apple, that's one of the ones we're going to take out underneath every 50-cent level because Apple just doesn't move a whole ton. So you got to be taking out 5% to 20% underneath every 50-cent level on Apple. So you should already be looking at taking some profit on that. Tesla breaking out for $10 of risk on Tesla if you want to get into Tesla. $10 of risk. TRIT will be coming out of the halt In about 3 minutes, we'll be ready for it. Ready and waiting. And DBGI pulling back, and you're going to be probably getting stopped out around 4.7 on DBGI, or you move your stop to break even. If you've taken more than 2 profits on DBGI, you move your stop to break even, remember. That is a rule. That's part of our strategy. DAT's definitely looking like it's going to fail out at 875. DAT's falling off the radar. DWAC is coming up and over potentially at 73.50. If DWAC breaks 73.50, you can get in for $5 of risk. DWAC, DWAC, a little bit hot today. Dead cat bouncing. Maybe you'll get something out of it. HCWB. Let's continue to look at that and see if it can follow through. BKKT also putting in some good signs. If you want to get into BKKT preemptively, you can. However, it is about $1.50 of risk to get in now. So you'd be expecting it to move $3 from here in order to get a 2-for-1 risk reward out of it. But yeah, HCWB is looking like potentially the hottest stock on the day now. HCWB, did you guys get into it? HCWB for the preemptive entry at about 5.8 for $1 of risk. Now about $1.20 of risk and moving on up. Make sure you're taking your profits underneath every 25-cent level there on HCWB. Take out 5 to 20% of your position that you got on HCWB underneath every 25-cent level. Boom! And there, HCWB just broke through 6. Has hit 639 now. All right, so you're already taking lots of profits on HCWB. That one working out. And we are halted on HCWB. Way to go. HCWB looking hot. Who's in it? Who's in HCWB? Who got in? We were talking about it. Preemptive entry, looking tasty. All right. Mike Bosey's in. Jamal's in. Bobby J's in. Scott Barron's in. Chris Chumas in. Maricel in. Jamal in. Andrew in. Blue Tiger in. You the man. Thank you, man. No, you the man. All right. Kristen got in. 786 got in. All right. It is indicating to open at 6.4 at the moment. We have another breakout. Where was that? I just had my alarms going off here. We got a breakout on. I'm not sure where that was. I'm not seeing it here. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, I think it probably might have been Argen following through. Now, as you notice, DWAC did not break 73.50, so we're not in DWAC. See, so that's how that works. You got to wait for the signal, okay? All right, we should be coming out of the halt any second here on TRIT. TRIT. And you can go ahead and get in if it goes up. And it's kind of indicating it's going to go up. Here we go. It's open on TRIT. T-R-I-T. TRIT. Be watching it. It's looking like it's moving up. If you get into TRIT, it's $1 of risk. Stop at 690. All right, TRIT's starting to pull back now, so you can get a little bit of a better price. Now you got about 50 cents of risk on TRIT. So you can get twice as many shares. DBGI fully crapped out, hit our stop, totally all out, and also your break even. DBGI, the trade is over on DBGI. That's how fast these go. DBGI is ancient history. Rear view mirror. MEDX is not happening. It's just going sideways. If MEDX is going to happen today, it's going to have to break 51.5 cents. But it's not happening today. Ford. Here comes Ford. If it can break 17.25, that'll be an entrance for. Let me see if I can get an updated risk on that. About 40 cents of risk on Ford. And there it is. That's the breakout on Ford. That was the breakout on Ford. We'll be coming out of the halt on HCWB in 2 minutes. Yeah, Robinhood sucks, man. Sorry, but it's a good place to have started and gotten into the market. Starboy. But yeah, you want to try Webull probably. I'll give you the link to my Webull right here. So if you sign up through this link, it's my referral link. Then we both get the bonus stock. So that's good. Also, I use Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. So if you want to try and use something a little bit more complicated, there you go. Think or swim from TD Ameritrade. All right, Ford is following through, guys, and you want to be taking profits underneath what level? Some of my veterans on Ford, what price level next would you be taking your 5 to 20% profits under? Yes, every 50 cents. That is correct. On stocks between $10 and $20, every 50-cent level. Happens to be the same as Apple, though, too. But yes, so when Ford gets up underneath like 1745, 1742, something like that, that's really where you'll get in on that. TRIT is following through. It's up and over $8 now. Hit $8.15. It's really going to catch on fire right around the 935 level, 935, because that's the pre-market high. If it can break over that, that'll be insane. And similarly, like HCWB, you can get in now preemptively before that break on this early strength and early relative strength in action happening right off the open on TRIT, T-R-I-T. Still, your stop right now is about $1, about $1.20 of risk. No, Jake, not 1775, 1750. Yeah, you wouldn't take every 25 cents on a stock between $10 and $20, typically. What site can you day trade on? And what was your question after that? I'm getting penalized where you're at. Well, Jake, over there, you can trade on the site UStockTrade. The letter U, stocktrade.com. And that's unlimited day trading for accounts underneath $25,000. It's $1 a trade. All right, DWAC not following through, Ford following through, HCWB just opened for trading, and there's a lot of profit taking. More than half of the people who got in on the breakout taking profits. It's pretty strong. Weakness, a bit of weakness on HCWB, but the next breakout, should it happen, should the strength happen on HCWB, next breakout is at 661. All right, that SWK put is up 143% from yesterday. And it looks like T-Row also, T-Row price. Ford starting to curve up. You can get there's a breakout potential. There it is on Ford right now for 20 cents of risk if you need to top off or get a late entry. Ford for 20 cents of risk right now. HCWB, I would put the stop at 510. Current stop at 510. HCWB. Watch your stop. DWAC not happening today. No, sir. DWAC is grinding down. There goes HCWB, and we hit $7. Make sure you take 5 to 20% of your position out underneath that $7 level. We're still waiting for HCWB to see if it can go and test the 875 pre-market high. There's a probability, a decent probability, that it's not going to make it all the way up there. So maybe $8 is going to be the high, the highest we get on this preemptive entry on HCWB. So when we get close to the pre-market high with preemptive entries, you need to take a good, like 10 or 20%. You need to take a good chunk out up there because it might not follow through. You can always top off if it breaks out of the pre-market high. There goes Ford with your first profit taking right there at 1745 underneath the 1750 level. Boom. There you go. There's your first profit point on Ford. And TRIT just opened up for trading and is halting to the downside. All right, it's starting to pick up a little demand, but it's about 80% retrace. So you want to get ready. You want to be on the defense on TRIT. You certainly don't want to get trapped in a halt to the downside. It's not halting right now. It's okay. We're seeing some demand pick up at the bottom there. But overall, in general, this is a failure on Tritt's part. So be on the defense. You can de-risk, et cetera, et cetera. Stop on Ford. Well, you just took your first profit right there. So your stop right now is break even. Otherwise, it's 17.15. 17.15. Current stop on Ford. All right, HCWB starting to pick up some demand. We're seeing higher lows, consecutive higher lows. That's looking good. And Ford hit 1758. We have word to take a look at Wolf from Rodney Doggins. Let's see. Hopefully it's not too late. Rodney, you got to get us into these positions early so we can catch all the trigger points. You're not too late here. Well, let's check it out. Yeah, Rodney, we're pretty late to the party on that one, so a little bit too late on Wolf. Genus says Brienne. You let go over your half of your Shiba yesterday. Good. I'm glad you took profits. Way to go. That's just one of the hardest things to do. Brittany, that's a low quality trade on Genus. We're not going to touch that. DBGI is coming up and around. If DBGI can break 551, you can get back in. HCWB is starting to pull back hard. Your exit would be around $5 or break even, depending on whichever one's closer for you. Break even or $5. August asks where can he trade pre-market. So maybe you guys can give some recommendations. Apple blasted through 150.5 for your first profit target, 151 for your second profit target, and is making its way up to 151.50 for a third profit target. Apple, do them good. If DBGI breaks 551, that'll be a re-breakout on DBGI, and you'll be able to get in for $1 of risk on DBGI. If it breaks 551, here it comes, 543. DBGI with a second wind. We break 551. Oh, and we're halted. 550. It's indicating it's going to open at 550. All right, so we'll see where it is after the halt. Caleb, Dwack is down today. Is Shiba still worth getting into? Look, you're basically saying, is it too late to get in, right? And when it comes to things that you ask yourself, is it too late to get in? Number one, the first answer is nobody knows the answer to that. Okay. But number two is, do you wish to get in at a higher level, maybe at the end of the move, and be in at the top like that? So basically, what you're saying is the run on Sheeb over? Is do should I get in at a higher risk? And you have to ask yourself that. So it can depend on the pattern formation and the trading chart. You can get in for lower risk if there's a clear stop point that you can get out at. All right, there goes Trit for who's still in Trit. You should technically still be in Trit, but it looks like Trit is about to try and climb up and over the previous high. There it goes. Trit made it. Trit, you're in. Blue Tiger, very good. Good. We didn't stop out on Trit. Stop on Trit was 6.9, so we stayed in and hit about 7.1. Got really close, but we're still in Trit. All right, great. Who is that? Kinetic D. What's up? What's up, Trit? Trit's what's up? Trit, T-R-I-T. Okay, cool, Burgess. Cool. And Tim is in. Good, good. Now remember, you got to take those profits, right? For a stock between $5 and $10, you're looking to take profits underneath every 25-cent level. So you just got all the way up to 833. Did you get it? Did you take some out? Because that's it. 825 is the level, right? So you had to make sure you took out there. You got to make sure you took out at 8. You got to make sure you took it at 775. And we're now here at 760 right now. So that's 4 profits you should have taken. And then whenever you take more than 2 profit points, you move your stop up to break even. We still haven't moved our stop up much. We're looking at like 710 for our current stop. Good. All right. Well, that's a bit much, Birch. That's not necessarily the system. You would have been too dry to make profits on a further run. So that was a mistake. And so you need to realize that and adjust your strategy moving forward. Doesn't matter if you were right this time either. Strategy will kick ass more than you being right one time. All right. Ford, pulling back. Your stop on Ford should be 1715. Let's see if it can hold 1715. HCWB broke through your stop. Your stop should have been 5.2 on that or break even, whichever was higher for you, of course. How to make stops. Stops are just a price level at which you get all out. Okay, that's what we mean by a stop. You can put them in and get all technical about it, but that's all it means. So when you see the price hit the level that we're talking about, that's a dangerous moment, right? And you got to watch that level, and you got to see if it's bouncing and struggling and kind of holding at that level, or if it's just a total trapdoor and it's falling. There goes DBGI to the upside. That's an entrance on DBGI for $1 of risk at 550 there, and there's your first profit on DBGI at 575. I'm sure RJ got that one. Here's your second profit on DBGI at $6, and we're halting to the upside on DBGI. All right, DBGI definitely with a second wind, halting to the upside, and DBGI is halted. Yes. There we go. DBGI is halted to the upside. There was a lot of excitement. It's indicating it's going to open at 635, so even higher than the level in which it halted at right now. Nicholas, how did you miss that? Start to ask yourself that, because we've been talking about it for a few minutes. There Jamal says he got filled at 5.5. That's the exact price of the breakout. 5.5. So Jamal nailed it. Ask Jamal how he did. How did he nail that? And how did you not get it, Nicholas, right? Because I want you to get better, Nicholas. And you're going to find out that it's because he was thinking ahead. he wasn't listening to me necessarily. He knows the strategy. He's been here for a while. He knows the strategy. He's thinking ahead. So that's part of the journey. That's where you want to get to, you know. That's why you want to join our trading community and be trading with us every day, so you can start to get these strategies down to the point where you're ahead of the game, and ahead of the 8 ball in thinking, and you can preemptively put your orders in before they happen. So that's what Jamal likely did. I could be wrong, but Jamal, let everybody know if that's how you did it. That's how you got 5.5. All right, so way to go. And but I don't even know. Did you get your price profit targets? Because that moved fast too. There was the profit target at 575 and the profit target at 6. Yep, he got both. Jamal said he got both. So Jamal and RJ, some of our best traders in the group, uh, they're always on top of that. And Jamal said it's because he had it already set beforehand. He had his outs already set before he got in. He had those orders set before he got in. So it's just he just sits around, sips some coffee, and bing, 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 automatic. So anyway, my point is, Nicholas, recognize that, so that you understand there's room for you to get better, room to improve, and that's something you got to work on, and you'll get better. You'll see. It's a journey. It's a journey. All right, we're almost up to 152 on Apple, so that'll be your next profit taking point on Apple. And there goes Trit for a nice strong break up on our preemptive entry. Who's got Trit on preemptive entry? Way to go. Here's a profit point to take, 850. Boom. You want to take 5 to 20% of your position out at this 850 level. Remember, if it rebreaks, if it gets all the way up to the top at 935, the pre-market high, and it breaks out, it's going to just be on fire. But that's a moment where you can top off and reload, and I'll help you with that when we get really close. But for now, you kind of should be okay with getting near empty by the time it gets up to the top there, you see, because near the top, the pre-market high could be where it fails. It could actually be where it fails. Does that make sense? So that's the thing with the preemptive entries. Oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah, you sometimes got to update your systems. In at 751, Chris, that's absolutely perfect. Way to go. And that's the way to set your orders too. And there's Trit hitting 875. That's your next profit target, 875. Where's the next one? Right underneath 9. Make sure you get out 5 to 20% right underneath 9. Yes, DBGI is halted. It's indicated to open at 6.06. MRAI is down, totally crapped out, faded from the pre-market high of $7 all the way down to 4.3. So we're not interested in that one. Does anyone have the link to UTrade? So that is www.u, the letter U, stocktrade.com. ustocktrade.com. If you have under $25,000, you can day trade over there unlimited. It's a pretty basic platform, and it's basically just order tickets. You might want to have another thing you're looking at, like TradingView or something, for the chart action. And what I was going to say about that is it's $1 a trade over there. So, but at least it's unlimited day trading for under $25,000. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody likes it, Jonathan. It's just, hey, at least it exists, right? Hey, you want to trade for unlimited under 25,000? You got it. You have an option. At least there's an option. There's at least 2 options. There's also offshore trading accounts like TradeZero. Definitely do your due diligence on opening up an offshore trading account. Is it too late for Trit? Not really. No, it's not too late for Trit, Ariana. The next breakout on Trit would be at 875 for about 50 cents of risk. The full risk range on Trit seems to be right now about $1. It'd be safest for you to size $1 with regards to Trit. and your account and portfolio management there. All right, here it comes. Here comes the breakout of 875, and we're eating up shares at 875. It's about to break out at 8. Boom! There's the breakout of 875. So now we're heading up to 9. So that's our next profit taking point on TRIT, right underneath 9. Okay, cool. How many hours are we going to trade today? Oh, until the market cools down. So, in fact, you just reminded me. Let's go take a look at the IPOs today. What's on the slate for IPOs today? Because when the market slumps, IPOs are fun to trade. We have strategies for that. Today we have. Let's see. Is today the 28th? Just double check. Just double checking. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 IPOs looking to open. The biggest of which will be Global Foundries, GFS. What I'll do is I'll put Global Foundries here so we can see when it opens up for trading. Woo! Look at Trit go. All right, we're coming up underneath the $9 level. Who got a little profit right underneath the $9 level? Way to go, you guys, on that for nailing that. Chris got one there at 885. Yes, there is class tonight. VIP class is tonight for members. We'll be having class tonight. DBGI shot up and hit 664, but then pulled back hard and halted to the downside at 544. So hopefully you guys were able to manage that and got out of DBGI. Yes. Or the halt down. Halts down are not good. Typically, when you come out of a halt, it moves in the direction that it halted, typically, until the very last halt. Wolf is continuing. Wolf is grinding up all day right now. But Trit continues to be the number one on our plays right now. Apple hit 152. Apple broke 152 and it's hitting 152.25. So you've got three profit points now on Apple. And there is a stop on Apple at 150.5, a new stop on Apple, and that's probably above your break even. So way to go on that. The stop at 150.5. Let it breathe above that. Let the trade play out. All right, Trit starting to pull back. This would be a breakdown at 8.4 if it happens. Okay, all out on Trit. TRIT. Exit, exit, exit. All out on Trit. Exit, exit, exit. 8.4 is not a number we want to see. Exit, exit, exit. The faster you exit, the better. That is a failure breakdown on Trit. So it could be a while before it comes back up and around and breaks 9. But just like DBGI, you never know. These things can get second wins. Come right back up and repop and break out. So somebody asked if there's any potential entries. Over on Ford, we have a failed retest. Failed retest. So you're on the defense on Ford now. You're on the defense on Ford, but you're not stopped out. The stop on Ford is now 17.2 for the all out. And depending on how many shares you got, you might consider de-risking 50%. So everybody all out of TRIT, right? You don't want to be in that anymore, and that should be a profit to you. And remember that trading is like surfing. The waves are what we ride. We can't control the waves. We get what we get. There's nothing you can do about that. What's most important is for you to get off the wave when it's done. Otherwise, you're going to get slammed into the fucking reef, man. You don't want that. So when the trade is over, get off of the wave. And when the trade starts, get on the wave. And when the trade is running, have fun. But don't get frustrated if you don't make enough money on a trade, or the trade doesn't go the way you want, because there's nothing you can do, man. It's the ocean. You're going to get what you get out of these waves. You can't. What are you going to do? Beat your hands against the water? You're not going to change anything. Yeah, getting slammed into the reef hurts. You guys out in Hawaii know what I'm talking about. What's that? TA on what? What did Cat Girl ask about? Cat Girl is the wave right now. Cat Girl. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Give me a ticker and I'll check it out. Oh, okay. Mikey, thanks. Cat Girl is crypto. All right. That's all right. This show is not a place to be shilling shit coins. All right. TRIT is coming up and over. If it can break, we'll do $1 of risk if it can break 9. Get ready. It looks like it's going to break 9. The same similar DBGI second wind going on with TRIT. All right, so if we break 9.01, for example, if we can hit it, if we can break over 9, because 9 will be a resistance level of a bunch of orders, 9.01, you can get in for $1 of risk. Watch TRIT. IINN. Let's see. I'm not seeing a trade on IINN. Why? Nothing there. Why is everybody talking about it? Wait, maybe I spelled it wrong. No, I didn't. Oh, there it is. It didn't change. There it is. I see it now. Yeah, IINN exploding it and halted. All right, so would have been a good idea to grab that at 4.2. Now it's a little late. But we'll start watching it. It's going to come out of the halt in 3 minutes. So what do I mean by $1 of risk? You need to click the link in my bio and send me a private message, and I can get you some information all about how to use that information to manage your trades risks and your account risk. Essentially, it's the 1% of your portfolio divided by the trade risk equals the number of shares to buy. All right. Well, we're watching IINN, but I would have much rather have picked it off at the pre-market breakout if somebody could have got it to me back then at 4.2. This is the second halt already. Birch, you keep getting booted from the Zoom. Well, nobody's doing that. Anybody else? The Zoom having problems with the Zoom? Yeah, Bert says, well, I guess it's just me then. No, no one's having a problem. It says, yeah, good connection today. No issues. All right. Hey, who's here? Who do we got here? John, how you doing, buddy? I haven't heard from you for a while. How you been, man? It's nice to see you, buddy. How are things? All right. I'm doing good. Yes, pandemic. The pandemic has derailed things, but I hope you're doing good as well. I've been waiting till like 2022, 2023 to get back in the swing of things. Yeah, good to hear for you as well. Wishing you the best, man. TikTok. Welcome to TikTok. All right, Apple could have a potential rebreak, guys, at 152.25 for looks like about 50 cents of risk. If Apple rebreaks at 152.25, you can get in for 50 cents of risk. Trit just broke 901. All right, good. So that means you guys are in, and I do recommend $1 of risk on that. Could be scary and hairy, just like DBGI. Scary and hairy. There goes IINN. If for some reason you enjoy getting in things late, then it's open for trading now. You probably want to put about $2 of risk on that puppy, which makes it just about darn near worthless. Ford with the complete breakdown on Ford at 1725. You guys had to get out of that a while ago. 1725 was the neckline failure breakdown. He had two failures to retest highs. So that was you actually could have gotten out at 17.27. All right. What was I just working on? Okay. Hello, sir. Hello. Am I? This is a really funny question. Am I a guru or do I just trade live? Because the guy's looking for a guru. Oh man, that's like the worst thing, Like, but I really appreciate you that you are interested in finding a guru. In the financial industry, we even call them furus, and they generally guru in the financial industry generally has a negative stigma, and because they typically are these kids who have some kind of a great lucky run. They bought a Lambo, and they've been trading for about a year or two, and they haven't experienced failure or don't understand the risks and haven't lost everything yet, and they will. And then they purport to be a furu, a guru, and try and sell you their system, and it just becomes terrible, terrible stories all around. A lot of scam in there. But I do teach. So if that's what you're asking, yes, and I guide this group on learning how to day trade and how to swing trade and how to invest. And I've been trading for 25 years, and I've lost millions of dollars before in the beginning of my career. So I know what it's like. I know what the dangers are like out there. And that's what I always say. Wisdom is knowing what not to do. That's wisdom. Because those young kids who've got their first Lambo and they've been trading for 1 or 2 years, they may have wealth, but they don't have wisdom. And believe me, until you get wisdom, you are probably going to lose everything. So anyway, if you're looking for a guru, be careful who you select. Thanks, Ariana. Some things you can only get with experience. Definitely, that's why this is a journey. It really is. You know, it has to be. It has to be. Trit is trying. Come on, Trit, you can do it. Yeah. Any day trades you suggest for an option call today? I don't suggest you day trade options. I don't suggest you day trade options at all. It's much more liquid. It's 1,000 times more liquid, 1,000 times better to day trade shares. If you're trying to day trade options, it's probably because you're over risking and you're just going to blow up your account. I'm telling you, do not day trade options. So if you don't listen to me, that's at your own peril, man. I swear to God, do not day trade options. There's zero reason to, because once you calculate your risk, there's no difference between getting shares or options. You're getting the same amount either way. So, yeah. All right, we've got a break on something. That was a ring. That was Trit. Trit just broke pre-market high. That's the first time that we broke pre-market high. It hit 940. So for those of you wanting to get in and waiting all the way to the pre-market high, 940 is the current break point, and you can get in for $1 of risk. I recommend on Trit, TRIT. So technically, this is sometimes our first entry. This is primary entry on Trit. This other stuff that we've been doing with Trit, that was preemptive entry. Now, primary entry. Yeah, that's right. I don't care. It's the name of the user. About options. Yeah, options are great for swing trading. I wouldn't buy shares if I can get options for a swing trade. But for a day trade, if you're properly risking, there's no difference except for the fact that you can only buy like one contract of the option, but you could get like 80 shares, 100 shares. And the nice thing about that, there we go. Trit is breaking out at 940. We're getting the follow through too. 950. We're getting underneath the 950 level. For those of you who are already preemptively in, you can be taking some profits right there, right underneath the 950 level. Also, you guys can top off if you aren't already topped off at the 940 level for $1 of risk. Here we are. This is where you can fill up, get your position all nice and topped off after you did all that preemptive trading. You've already made some profits, and now you're topped off and ready to go for the primary breakout, which was 943, something like that. And now it's trying to push through. Now it could fail up here. So that's why the preemptive trade it can be worthwhile to help subsidize and back up your primary entry now. What do you guys think of that? Using the preemptive entry to subsidize the risk on the primary entry. Cool idea, right? So now you're using the house, you're using some of your preemptive winnings to have a zero risk primary trade breakout. Yeah. I knew RJ would like that. I've been working on that. So somebody asks, what do I mean by $1 of risk? Go ahead and click the link in my bio. Come join our trading group and ask me that in a private message, and I'll help get you a whole spate of explanations on it. But here it is. You take 1% of your portfolio. So let's say you have a $10,000 portfolio. 1% is $100. And then you take $100 and you divide it by that number of risk, 1. And whatever that number is, that's how many shares you can buy. So that's how that works. But I can send you some more materials on that. Britton says, forget Trit. Well, the stop out on Trit will be 8.4 for that $1 of risk, 8.4. Yeah, IINN, I'm not crazy about getting in. That was for you late bloomers. You wanted IINN. I did, like I say, I don't suggest that. Just wait till tomorrow. Stop getting in every fucking thing that like wiggles. Like, have some fucking restraint. Just get in tomorrow. Have some patience. Precipitous gains. Where is Jackson not here this morning? Jackson had a bad day yesterday, I think, possibly. He had precipitous pains, unfortunately. Oh, he's here. Okay. All right. Is HCWB getting ready to break? Yeah, it looks like it. Woo! Here goes HCWB. You can get the preemptive rebreak for $2 of risk. It's a huge risk. $2 of risk. If it breaks over 7.01 HCWB. Could be bullshit, But that is a lot of interest right now. There must be a second hype going on. A new news article came out. There was something on CNBC, whatever it is, but that's a pretty huge respike right there. Plug, Kip, I hope we get in time. What's up with Plug? We have to get into these things before they blow up. So if you're bringing it to us too late or I missed it, my apologies, but let's take a look at Plug. Let's see. Yeah, way too late. Plug's been running all day, but forget it. No, we can't tell people to get in midstream like that, Kip. We need to know that before the market opens. So that's why we don't trade stocks like that we didn't know about in pre-market. See, that's the reason why. So I'm not saying that there's not stocks going up other than the ones that we picked here today. But what I am saying is that because we picked these, we already know the potential is there. And the other ones, we didn't know. And so now that we know, it's already too late. So that doesn't work, Kip. That's just not a system that we do. We don't go and try and find stocks that are already too late. We try and find stocks that in pre-market showed the strength. Plug did not. Dondrell on which one? Yeah. Well, I don't think so, Kip, because it didn't have it in pre-market. Like it needed to be even earlier. And you're welcome to get into Plug. It looks like it's running, and let it run. See what happens. But, that's on you. I can't guide the group in saying this is a lovely opportunity. All 192 of you should get in. It wouldn't be responsible. If you want to take it, go for it. Best way to lose money? Day trading options. Have fun. It's really, really the best way to lose money, I would say, to answer your question. Enjoy. Buy high, sell low. Yeah. Jackson's cracking up. Shite. All right, let's see. Jamal says, don't touch options. He's an ex-option junkie. Yeah, day trading options. Once you understand managing risk, I've said it a couple times during the broadcast, there's no difference between trading options and shares, except for the fact that the options are 1,000 times less liquid and derivative. So you don't want that. Risks are the same once you start managing your risk. I read from YouTube. I read from Twitch. Wherever you guys are, I'm reading from there. Will Fun and Dwack always run together because they are both tied to Trump? Well, probably, yeah. But if they don't, then they don't. That's the funniest thing about reading charts. Is it doesn't matter what you think, presume, or believe. The price is that. And there's nothing that can change that. So, I'm happy to have some kind of a thesis until the chart says otherwise, you know. But that's why I follow the charts. I'm chart trader. HCWB trying. Let's see if it can get up and over that $7 level. Looks like 705. Why is 705 is the high of the day? If you can break 705, that's really what you want to see on HCWB. It's really teasing it. And sometimes it can't make it. So that's why it's a good idea to follow through. Stock market will crash soon, somebody says. Oh, God, I hope so. I love a naysayer. I fuck naysayers up the ass. That's funny because I used like a wholesome word, a naysayer, along with a really dirty second half. uh, Hi, I identify as a naysayer. Oh boy. That's hilarious. Apple just broke out. There's the re-break on Apple, 152.32 now, and you can get in for 50 cents of risk if you're not already into Apple for potential re-break and follow through. But how high can Apple go in one day? Confirms Chinese hypersonic weapons test. Wow. Hypersonic missiles can travel at 1 mile per second. And how far is China from hitting a U.S. strike? 10,000 miles. So 10,000 seconds is 166 minutes, which is 2.5 hours. No chance. We'll slice that fucking missile in half with our lasers. Get it? Oh, it looks like Lockheed Martin. That's why they're going over this. Yep, lasers. Lasers. They're way of the future. Lasers. We'll get them with our lasers. We'll get them with our quantum entanglers. Oh, shit, man. We have too much fun. There be freaking lasers. Chewy? Yeah, you want me to take a look at Chewy for a swing, it sounds like? Let me take a look. So Chewy has not been hot for a long time. It basically peaked out and broke down and failed at 106 on February 25th. Since then, it's been bad news bears, downtrend, not worth your money, and nothing on that has changed. It continues to make new lows, lower and lower lows over time. So, if you like to see your money go down over time, that's what the chart is saying you could get into the Chewy for. Goes down over. So obviously, yes. No, you don't want to grab that. I'll be quickly right back, you guys. Check on my something wrong with the kid. All right, I'm back. Apple continuing. All right. And DWAC broke the high of the day, which was 75.30, has created that creates a momentum breakout. But this is a retracement trade, pretty low quality, dead cat bounce. So follow through on that. Could be lacking, but it's about $6 of risk to a stop at 68 if you want to get at 74. It could be a good time to get a possible put on Baba, but it did come up and over a prior pivot point, so that might be strength and could be the sign of a bottom. So I don't think that's a very good quality play there. Excuse me. IINN, is that in a halt now? What's up with that? Yeah, IINN halted. It started to move to the upside. Oh, and it's indicating it's going to open like $1 lower. I hope nobody got trapped in that IINN move there. Excuse me. I need some water or something there. Thoughts on Pinterest for a swing? Later, Steven. What did you say? Pinterest for a swing? PIN or PINS? You're going to have to let me know which one. Okay, pins, yeah. Edon, I got to get you better at reading charts, man. For the amount of time that you've been with us, did you take the market mastery? Now, there's multiple pivot breakdowns. It's in a downtrend. Huge gap down recently. I don't know what you see in it. There's nothing good there, man. No good on that one, Edon. All right. You're welcome. Let's see. Take a look. Yeah, SPY has been trending up. Yep. It just now broke out of yesterday's high. So now you have some confirmed direction, you see? What would really be nice is if it can, create a pivot, a lower high above yesterday's high. So then you really know it's trending up and over and following through. Lucid Motors is pretty much sideways. Just my thoughts on Lucid Motors. Loading zone? Thoughts on TRIT rest of the day? Oh, when these stocks get wild and crazy like this, anything can happen. There's no, it's really counterproductive to start talking about all that. Just, let's watch what it does, It's like looking at the ocean, right? And the waves were coming, right? And we were surfing. The ocean dies down. And then you tell me, what are my thoughts on the rest of the ocean for the day? Just learn how to surf, man, and learn how to wait for the wave. And stop going like, well, I think that I should stay here for the next 2 hours and 45 minutes because when the sun hits like 2 o'clock, we get a set coming in every time. And then the guy next to me says, bullshit, that doesn't always happen. And it's like, let's stop trying to predict waves and let's just ride waves we see. How about that? Thoughts on B-Big? Now, I can check that out in a second. Tesla starting to come up. Yep, somebody just mentioned Tesla starting to come up off the bottom. 1065 would have been the entry there for $10 of risk, which would bring you to about 1085 for a 2-to-1 reward ratio. All right, IINN has resumed trading, and it's all the way up to about 625 now. IINN is happening. DWAC swing, like I said, it's $6 of risk to get in around 74, and it broke out there, but it's a low quality trade. Jamal, that's awesome. So now you're a reactive, trader who understands strategy. And when you're a reactive trader, your predictive technique now is simply about understanding the different potential future paths, right? Instead of being somebody that's like, oh shit, this thing could do this one thing, So I'm putting all my money on it. You see the difference? Totally different. There's the one guy that's like, this thing could do this thing, so I'm going to put my money on it. Versus now you're a reactive trader, and now your predictions are more, this thing could do four things. One, two, three, four. All right. I'll set some orders up so I'm ready for in case this one thing happens, I'll grab it, or if this other thing happens, I'll sell it. So yeah, that's you're well on your journey, probably entering into the upper intermediate portion of your journey now, maybe even advanced. So you're moving fast, you're advancing fast, Jamal. Good job. Do you ever practice on Thinkorswim replay aftermarket? Because it seems like you're getting more experience than the market is even providing every day. Like you're advancing faster. Look. All right. Fried plantains. Oh, God, that's good. That must be banana. It's like a little more tasty than the platano. I'm a plantain. You know what I really like about getting into the smorgasbord, the earnings release smorgasbord plays that we've been doing, is that 80% of them, 85% of them don't work out, but the ones that do work out, the very few, the one, two, or three, really work out. They can be big lotto wins, but if they're not, even if they work out and they're up, like I'm up 150% on one, the follow through for multiple days, the potential for follow through, if you can keep holding, really, really good. Yeah, on demand. That's right. No, you never did that? All right. All right, we got to break out on something. What was that? Can look really quick. You guys know what it was? Don't think I'm seeing that. Why did it ring me? Oh, it was Amazon. Breaking out to another. I think it was Amazon. Yeah, Jackson didn't know that or what? Oh, you did know that. Good. All right. All right. Oops. I thought I was talking to my wife on Messenger earlier when my kid was crying, and I'm like, "Uh-oh, what happened?" I was typing, "Oh, what happened?" And my sister in like the Bahamas was like, "With what?" Because I accidentally sent the message to my sister. That's pretty funny. Oops. You want good news on beaming? Yeah, I don't think so. What you should. The good news is, um, there is a cure for your stupidity. But listen, when you get into something and it spikes super, super high, sell. That's the point. What happens typically after these things spike super high And listen up, this is the cure for your stupidity. Whatever happens after these things spike super high is they go down right away. Irregular price increases are followed immediately by necessary price retracement. And basically, you have to think of it this way. When the price goes way up, you're getting the future price of something that should have taken months, years to get right now. And so how dumb would you be to not take the profits when it's way up? Because if you don't, you're going to have to wait years for that price again. Like if Apple goes to 2000 today on a spike, you don't hold it. You take that money. It's the most gains in the shortest amount of period of time that you're ever going to get on that stock. And then it's going to retrace. That's the part you don't know. It takes a little wisdom and experience, but it's going to retrace the next day back down, and you don't want to be in it during that. And then there'll be some dead cat bounces, and then it'll start leveling off, and maybe in 10 years you'll get that price again. Don't trap your money. You're supposed to be in the Bahamas right now, but I tested positive for COVID. Oh, no way. Damn. I have a Bahamas trip coming up for New Year's, and I have to test for that at that time. But I already had COVID, so hopefully my antibodies will keep it at bay. Apple, here we go. That was a profit target on Apple we just went through, 152.50. That's your, I think, third, fourth, or fifth profit target on Apple. The wife gives me a straw. Remember that scene in what's it called? Love. Shoot, it's with Steve Carell, and I can't remember the blonde dude's name now. And he like gets divorced, divorced, and then he gets trained by that blonde dude. I can't think of his name right now. No, Crazy Stupid Love. Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love. And he's over at the cocktail bar, and he says, "I know you've been." And they have David Lindhagen. Remember? How many you have ever seen that movie? Anyway, and he's drinking his like martini or whatever out of a straw, like that. So that's how you know he's like a husband, instead of a single dude guy. But anyway, I feel like there's like multiple moments in that movie which were like in Rain Man when Tom Cruise tells Rain Man that Kmart sucks. Kmart sucks, Raymond. Oh, remember the Velcro wallet? And I think he had Velcro shoes, right? Oh, that's so funny. You just let it all go when you get married. There's no reason, you just go for the practical now. When would be a good time to buy into DWAC with regards to their early spike? Now, there we go. That's a good question, a good way of framing that question, because I definitely would not buy into the spike. I would just try to be watching it now for some days. I mean, just let it fucking calm down, right? Let it find its bottom. And don't be so damn worried about missing it. If you miss the entry on DWAC, guess what? There's like 100,000 other companies you can get into the next day. DWAC is not the only goddamn opportunity in the entire world. All right? Have some patience. Let it settle in. Let it stop freaking out. Let it thin out. Let the volatility die down. Let it settle in. So if I were looking at it right now, I'm probably going to tell you that it's nowhere near that. Let's see. Yeah, there's nowhere near that. It's been up. It's been pop. It's only been out for about 6 days now. Let it settle in. And I'll tell you this: if you think you're going to miss something, if you get that FOMO, if you think you're going to miss it, like breaking out of the high 175 and running, you won't. You know why? Because you'll be watching it. And if it breaks 175, then you can get in. In the meantime, let it settle in. Don't touch it. It's over. David Lindhagen. Don't touch it. Punch it in the face. Can you gift shares? But Jamal, obviously you haven't heard me talk about the tax benefits of gifting shares. So let's say you bought $10,000 of Apple 10 years ago, and now you have $1 million. Okay. Now you already probably know that you can take a loan out against $1 million instead of selling your shares. You take a loan out against it. That's higher risk, but you can do that. And then you could give somebody or buy this thing from that loan, right? But another thing you can do is you can gift people shares. Now, here's where the really tax benefits come in there, because you'd have to write off, you'd have to be taxed on the amount that you gift someone who's not, certain like family. You can gift family members a certain amount per year. And you have a total maximum amount you can gift in your lifetime. So you don't want to be wasting that. But what you could do is, let's say you need a new car, used car, typically, or maybe you own a home and you have some landscaping you want to sign up for, so that you have regular landscaping going on. You can gift your enough shares to a local church who can provide you with those services or products, and then that gifted shares becomes a write-off because you're giving it to a 501c, a 501, what is it, 503c, a charitable institution, right? So anyway, Jamal actually fucking missed that explanation. Can you believe that, of all times? Oh no, he heard it. Okay. No, you can use shares, depending on how you're set up in life. Let's say you have extra money. You got to the point in life where you have extra money, and that extra money is in the form of stock investments. You don't ever want to sell those stock investments, especially if they're good companies that are going to be there for your children and maybe even your children's children. You never want to sell those. So instead, you can realize the gains on them without realizing them, and you can, gift them to charitable institution who can provide you with the service or product in return for your gifted shares. I know people who do that, and that's how I know about that, because that's an excellent concept, excellent idea. Oh yeah, we got out of Ford at the double failed breakdown, 1725. Yeah, so we're not in Ford. Cobra Kai, look at B big. IINN is still putting in good signs. Is anybody in IINN? We're watching for GFS IPO. Yeah. Yeah, nothing good going on B big. It just did a failed breakdown as well. Jamal and others who are curious about that failed breakdown pattern, Check out Be Big on the daily chart. See how you can use that for your swing trading now. Take a look at that. Do you see it? Do you see what I'm seeing? Be Big, daily chart. Look for the failed retest neckline breakdown. It's not just a day trade signal. Still hold, Mike. I would still hold for it. We're just talking about on the day trade, microscopic level. You did, Britain? No way. Good job. All right. Any IPOs worth watching, Casey? So GFS. And then somebody said, what was that? GFS. Maybe. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the show today. If you're in IINN, it's still running. Just hit me up in the Discord. If you have any questions about the exit on that, the current stop on that, you should set to 5.6 on IINN. What's that? All right, peace out. Yeah. Nice trading with you all. The morning session where most of the volatility is. And let's do it again tomorrow morning. You can read more about me. Click the link in my bio. If somebody's asking me questions about how long have I been trading and my history and stuff, click the link in my bio. You guys over on TikTok, just click the link in my bio. You can come read about me in the meet the staff section. All right. All right. See you later, everybody. Good game, gamers. All right. And we got 9.1 thousand likes on that stream. Thanks, everybody.